Today we will see the first introduction part. Here we have a function name with name main and the return type int. So this int is a return type, main is the function name. So if we come inside, so this whole thing is function body from this start brace to the end brace. And then here we have something called char. So what is char? Char is a data type. Char is a data type. What is C next to return it is a type of char. So we cannot directly use a char in the program. So C will be the instance of char. So likewise we can define other variables of type C or char. So here if we define D, so C and D both are of type char. And you can see there are other data types possible in C program. Integer, short name int. So we have to write integer or int in C program. Answer is we have to write int. So the C program is nothing but a language. So it's like a language, and whatever we are defining here, the data type or the return, so these are called the syntaxes or the grammar of the language. So it has to be int, I has to be short. So this is a grammar. So C program only understands these things. Yeah, clear? Moving on, it is int b is a data type. Float, this is again a data type. What does float mean? Float is nothing but it will accept the decimal values. Like here, if you see 10.5 is a decimal value, and you can always see the line is ending with semicolon. So this is again a syntax. So this is always needed in C program. Okay, so we'll not go in that detail of the syntaxes. We'll just assume that most of the common syntaxes, not all the full-fledged C program syntaxes. But for this common main, a simple main function that is necessary. So here we have defined b is equal to b, which is of type integer, as 257. Okay, and a is 10.5, c is 20. So we have defined all these different things, and now here we are trying to print. So this is a standard output statement, input output statement. Printf, what it does is it is a function in itself. So printf will display the result on your output screen. So what is that output screen? We will see. So for the to use printf and getch, some of the other softwares might need us to add a header file. Here above you might have to add a header file called stdio, that is standard input output, or conio.h in case of C++. So let's see what this printf does here, and I'll tell you. And what you might be wondering, what is this getch? So this is needed because we want to hold the output screen till we press next button. So that's what this getch mean. It does nothing in this context or in any function context. Return 0. So why we have return is because it needs int. Yeah, so this function returns, or this is a return type, as we see here, it is int. So that's why we are returning 0. We will see other possible return types for some other functions in coming sessions. So now here I have written size of b. So just to start with, let me write C. What is C? Let's print what is C. We will build this program here. We are building successful. Now if you see, C is 20. The value of a, okay, a is written here, that's why a is, we are printing C. Okay, so C is set to 20 here. So what is this percentage D? We will check that in coming session. So since this is only a basic session, we are covering all the basic fundamentals. So as of now, today, just understand percentage D is needed for integer. Percentage, if you want to print an integer, okay, character is also a type, integer. You can define a character with integer or also with a character string. So character is nothing but A is a character. ASCII value of A will be printed here. So since we directly need 20, so if we print integer, it will be 20. Now let's print what is B. B is of type integer. Compile it. This is not happening because the screen is already open, output screen. Compile it. Successful compilation. For the let's see, yeah, the value of B is 257. Yeah, 257. Now let's say we'll keep percentage D here. Now print the float value, which is A. Again we forgot to close the output window. Zero. Why? That is because this is of type float and we have printed here D. So it works only for character and integers. For to print float values, let's write percentage F. Yes, so you see here 10.5000. So you might be wondering, okay, this is integer, so can I print here a decimal value 257.2? Let's see if it is possible. What it will print? Successfully compiled, and you might see, okay, that is because of percentage F. Let's print percentage D, and see, it has printed only the integer part of it, that is 257. So even though you write 257.2, it prints only integer 257. Okay, so we'll close this. We'll do some other tryout. Now say you set character C to 258. Okay, now see the value of C here. If you are thinking that it will print 258, then you are completely wrong. That is because of this. Yeah, you might see 2. The value of C is 2. Nothing is 2 here. It is not even a floating part. So if you are thinking this is this 2, then that is, you are wrong. That is because C or character is of size of character is 1 byte. Yeah, and maximum value possible for 1 byte, which is 8 bits, is 255. This is because we can see in the calculator. Here is the calculator, and if you see the value of 255 in hex is FF, in bin is all the 8 bits are 11, and this is the maximum possible value a character can reach. So why we got 2 for this? That is because after 255 it rolls over to 0. So 255, 256 is 0, 257 is 1, 258 is 2. That's why we saw 2 here. So if to just check what it takes value, just write 256. So it will print 0 now, and this is because of rollover. Sorry, I pressed debugging. This is because of rollover, so it is 0. Yeah, you can try some other value, 300, 400. Likewise, now we can find out, now there is a standard function to find out size of each of the data type. So say size of character, as I told, it is 1 byte. We can get the proof now. This is a standard function in the C program to get size of anything. It is 1. Print size of int. Here you can write anything, I mean any value. You can write It does not it does not have to be English correct. Only for a reader point of view we have written something. So size of int is this 4. It says 4. Yeah, size of int is 4. Size of float is also 4. You can try. So what else we can print here? Say we can also print a plus b. What do you think it will print? A plus b. A is of float type, b is of type integer. So we are adding a float and an integer. Let's see what it will print. It is printing 0 because the resultant value is converted into float. So what if I type f here? What do you think it will print? It is printing a correct value, 250, 267.5. A is 10.5, 257, 267.5. So for that I have to write f here. Though we are adding a float and an integer, the resultant here, I mean a plus a b is a resultant. Value will be float. So these are some of the rules in the C program, like how we have some grammar. So these are the rules defined. So every developer has to follow these rules. So that's why learning a program and the language and syntax is very important. So if we write a plus c is 0, and it is not printing that, because here we need one closing brace. That's the syntax error we were getting. Here if you see, this is 0. Yeah, because the resultant is downgraded to character. Yes, so the resultant is downgraded to character. So you might say that, okay, let's make c as an integer. Okay, we'll try that. C as integer. Yeah, again, in a program, in a function, these are called local variables, and every variable has to be distinctly named. This is because a is float and resultant is becoming float. B is integer. Sorry, I was wrong. 513. So yeah. So this is all about variables and the size of the data types and data types. What are the data types? What are different possible data types? What is return value and what is function? I think that's it for today.